Elon Musk, the child prodigy of technology, the man who sent rockets into space, the visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX. Everyone knows him. But in this story, the focus is not on Elon Musk. It's about a man he had no knowledge of for years, his half-brother. It all started with a funeral. In a small town in South Africa, an old man passed away. He left this world quietly, without leaving many traces behind. However, the will that surfaced after his death left everyone shocked. At the end of the will was a short but striking note. Tell Elon that it's time for a secret that has been hidden for years to come to light. He is not alone. These words were immediately taken seriously by the lawyers. The contents of the will were investigated, and this is where the story took a strange turn. The old man had been very close to Elon's father, Elon Musk, many years ago. But the relationship was far more complex than anyone realized. At that time, Elon's wife, Elon's mother, had learned about an affair, but she had kept it quiet. The existence of the child, the half-brother, could have disrupted everything. And that child had indeed been born. Raised by his mother, but his identity had always been kept a secret. That child, now in his 40s, was a man nobody knew. David. David lived for years without knowing who he truly was. He worked an ordinary job, got married, had children. But he never felt complete. Until one day, before his mother passed away, she handed him an envelope. Inside the envelope was just one note. You have a brother. His name is Elon Musk. David didn't believe it at first. This couldn't be true. But then, small details began to come together about the past. Conversations, rumors. Finally, with the will, the truth came to light. DNA tests were done, and the result was shocking. There was a 99.9% genetic match with Elon Musk. They shared the same father. When this information reached Elon's private team, their first reaction was skepticism. Elon was used to such stories. Every day, someone claimed to be a distant relative. But this time, the documents were far more serious. Real DNA results, past records, even secret letters related to his father's previous relationships. Elon Musk decided to personally investigate the matter. Quietly, without anyone knowing, a meeting was arranged with David. They were alone in a private hotel lounge. The first encounter, two strangers, but two men who shared the same blood. Elon looked at David and simply said, "I didn't even know I was breathing the same air as you." David, who had held this question inside for years, finally asked, "Why did no one tell me this?" Elon couldn't answer, because he didn't know either. He had been misled and silenced in the same way. In the following days, they met more often. David was not a project or someone to help in Elon's eyes. He was really family. This difference created a new bond between them. Elon's cold, distant demeanor, balanced by David's warm, humble attitude. Elon's technological vision contrasted with David's simple perspective on life. Together, they formed a complementary duo. But Elon never shared this information with the public, because what the world thought of him mattered a great deal. Companies, media, political relationships, all of these could be affected by such a family secret. David understood this. His intention was never fame. What he wanted was simply to know who he was, to understand where he came from. And finally, Elon said to David, "You know, sometimes you build billion-dollar companies, launch rockets, plan colonies on Mars, but then someone comes along and reminds you what real life is. You reminded me of that." Today, David's identity is still kept secret. Elon Musk has not shared this secret with the public. But perhaps those few hours of conversation in that hotel room were a turning point in the lives of both men. Brotherhood? Is it through blood or heart? Maybe both. Perhaps some bonds are formed not by time, but by truth. And this story shows us that even the world's most powerful, richest, and most famous people may have a hidden story of their own.